Good morning, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Reading Vocabulary. I'm Miss Keck. Get ready to get centered and focused before our lesson. Today, you're welcome to just watch, but if you want to follow along, do you know with like the school lunches, the bags that we've been getting, some are white, some are the brown, but if you have some of those bags, it's okay if they are wrinkly. Because actually we're going to wrinkle them, but you'll need at least one bag, some kind of string or yarn. You could even probably get like a long piece of thick grass from outside, possibly scissors, but you can also tear. Remember how I showed you how to do the crease and tear? So a bag, scissors, some kind of string. So today for our lesson, it is talking about gradations of words or word meanings. And so if you think of the word, let's say it's your birthday and someone's asking you how you're feeling about opening your favorite present. Would you say that it is good? Would you be explaining how you were feeling by saying that you were happy? Or would you use a word more like, wow, it was so wonderful, it was the best gift ever? So that's what we're talking about. Yes, good is a positive word. Happy is another positive word. But to say wonderful, excited, amazed, those are words that you would use if something meant a lot, not something that's just common, right? Because we only have one birthday a year, but if it was something every day, you might use a more general word like happy or good. I have these paints, and when you talk about gradients, let's say that we were painting a project together and you asked for green paint. Well, here's my container. Did you mean a yellow green, kind of more fluorescent-y? This one is more of a mossy green. This one is more of a kind of a medium green. Here we have kind of like a darker and brighter green. Here we have a very dark green. So in your mind, you might have been thinking this green, but if you just ask for green paint, I'm not going to know which color you want, so you might get one of these colors that isn't the one that you wanted. So it's important when you want something specific that you use the detail with the word to say, use your adjectives. I want the brighter, lighter, yellow-green neonish paint, not the dull mossy green paint. Now onto our lesson where you need your bag. We're going to make a paper flower. And I just left mine white, but you can make yours other colors. So first you take your bag and find one of the crease lines here along the edge. And this is where you can either get this crease line damp and tear it, or use your scissors. I'm going to use the scissors and just cut all the way down to the bottom. If it's a little squiggly, it's okay. So now I have this open, and see how there's a rectangle on the bottom where it's all folded? I'm going to cut along all of those sides. Cut there. And look, there's a little hole in my bag here. That is okay. This out. So I'm just following the crease lines on the bottom. So here's the bottom of the bag. This is the part we don't need. You do want the big rectangle. So what you want to do is take your big rectangle And I like to do it on a flat surface. Match your corners and then crease it. And then at this crease line, you can get it damp and tear it, or you can open it up and cut along the crease line. I'm gonna cut since I have scissors. Once again, if it's not completely even, it's okay. So now I've taken my hole, and now what do I have? Halves. So I put my halves together, and then I want to crease these and make them in half. So if you have two halves and you're dividing those halves into equal pieces, what are we going to have now? Did you say fourths? I hope so. So I've got my crease line. I'm going to cut. So now my hole is in 4 equal pieces. I want to put all of my pieces together. And then see how there's the longer side and the shorter side? I want to start with the shorter side, and then we're just going to fold it. You know how that you can make the fans? So we're going to fold it and crease it one way, like that, and then fold it back the other. I recommend you do this on a table and just go back and forth. And if it's a little bumpy or not perfect, it's okay. Now here, see how I have extra? I'm just going to cut it off. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Up to you. Okay. So this is the part where if you folded it out, you would have a fan. We're not going to fan it though. We want to find approximately the middle. And if you have a buddy, this might be a time where you can have a buddy help you, but you take your string, and then I just like to put it over the top like this. And so I have my 2 ends down here. This is what I like to do when I'm by myself and I don't have a helper. So then I take the ones on the bottom, I cross it, and then take them back up to the top. And then you want to tie it in a knot. And you want it to be pretty tight. You don't want it so tight that it squeezes your paper, so that it squishes it all down. But you can make it pretty snug. This paper's pretty strong. So I do one tie and then another tie. This is probably, for me, one of the hardest parts. Okay. And if it's not quite in the middle, then you can move it around. So now's the fun part. And if your paper tears, it is okay, not a big deal. And this is where if your paper's a little bit crinkly, it's a little easier because it softens the paper. So I'm kind of going to crinkle mine because I can feel that my paper's a little bit hard. If you have tissue paper, it works nicely too. So pick a side. And remember, how many pieces did we fold up? 4. So we should have 4 layers, and it just goes up and down. So pick the top layer, and this is where you gently want to pull it up like this. This is kind of where it might tear. And if so, no biggie. But you kind of want to pull it towards the center and then see this. I kind of like to push it. So there's your first layer. And then get your next second layer. Pull it up. And your third layer. And you want to come around and do it on the other side. Get the top layer. So you can see where if you colored your paper, you could use markers or colored pencils, it might be nice. Or maybe you just want to leave your flower white. But this is a fun way to brighten somebody's day. And we're recycling, so that's good too. Yeah. Paper flower. You could hang them on your wall. You could put a bunch together. If you had pipe cleaners or a stick, you could tie it on to like make a stem and you could have a bouquet. Enjoy. Have a wonderful day. Remember, smile, be kind.